Sage is very purifying, it's very stimulating, it's very cleansing. I love to burn white sage that I have grown myself, and it really helps to cleanse the energy. It helps to cleanse the atmosphere. It helps to eliminate negativity and negative vibrations. I'm going to talk a little bit about the benefits of sage in this video, specifically the oil, but the herb too. All methods of application with the sage, please know the more that we can burn this in the room, the more that we can diffuse this, the more that we can juice this, and the more we can apply this oil. There's over 700 species of sage, so find a few that resonate with you, and then grow these. This is some that I have grown myself, and I will juice this quite frequently to increase my vibrations. It's antibacterial, it's antifungal, it's a powerful antioxidant, it's anti-tumoral, it's anti-inflammatory, it's hormone regulating, it's estrogen mimicking. It's going to balance the hormones in the body and on the skin quite rapidly. It's antiviral. It's a circulatory stimulant. It's a gallbladder stimulant. It's used for menstrual problems, PMS, estrogen, progesterone, testosterone deficiencies, liver problems. It's mentally stimulating. Wonderful for reducing anxiety. It helps to combat fatigue and negativity. If you're suffering currently with any type of fear, worry, doubt, chaos, and confusion, press into the sage in all manners. It's going to help to ground you. Sage works by bringing balance to the root and the sacral energies in the body. This is the colon, the liver, the digestive system specifically, and we need to bring this into balance first before the others get into balance. We've got to balance the root energy, and the sage is going to help to balance this. So, any methods that you can start incorporating sage with that you're currently doing. Meaning, if you're conditioning your hair now, put some sage oil in this conditioner. If you're applying essential oils now, consider putting a drop or two of sage essential oil in with your concoction. I make a spray bottle with clove and thyme and rosemary and eucalyptus, and I put sage in this, and I spray myself down before I leave the house. Sage will help to protect your vibrations. It will help to purify, and it will help to cleanse. So you can make an astringent with sage tea. You can make a hair rinse. It's going to help to bring a natural color back to your hair. So if your hair is graying prematurely and you want to retain the natural color back, do a few rinses in sage a few times a week. Boil some water. Put quite a few dried sage leaves in this water after the water is no longer boiling. Boil it and then bring it right back down to a simmer, and then put some sage in, and you can not only drink this tea, but you can make infusions with this tea. Challenge you to combine sage with turmeric and black pepper and cayenne and ginger sometime. An elixir such as that would raise your vibrations pretty fast and get in there pretty deep for some cleansing action. We are all loaded with toxins and chemicals and nanoparticle heavy metals, and sage is going to be an oil and an essence and an herb that can help to remove some of these. And specifically in aromatherapy, it helps stimulate the mind, helps address a mental fatigue. It's wonderful for depression. It's wonderful added to all of our skin lotions and potions. It not only does it smell good and it's quite divinely fragrant, but it also is added oftentimes to soaps, colognes, perfumes, because it does smell so good and it is so purifying and stimulating and regenerating. It prevents signs of aging, wrinkles, sagging skin, stretch marks. If we have hyper or hypopigmentation issues on the skin, you can use sage oil on these and it will really help with these. It's good for all skin conditions, meaning acne, eczema, psoriasis, dandruff. If you're losing hair, make an infusion of sage oil along with rosemary and Nigella sativa, black cumin seed oil, and apply this to your scalp before you go to bed. Do that daily, and it's going to help to stimulate the scalp. You can also combine a cayenne to that mix. It's going to increase the circulation to the follicles. It will also help to thicken the hair, and it will help to bring some luster back to your hair. You want to have lustrous, shiny hair. Do a sage rinse after you've washed and conditioned your hair. Do a sage rinse. Let me talk just a little bit about stripping all of the natural oils from the body, because we're showering in toxic water currently, and we don't need to be. This is stripping precious, volatile oils out of our skin, and this is the reason many of us have skin conditions in the first place. This is the reason why I have acne, eczema, psoriasis. We're pulling all of the oils out of the skin, and we don't need to do this. And sage is going to balance the oils, the sebum of the skin. Hyper and hypopigmentation issues is going to be corrected with a lot of sage and fennel oils, because they're estrogen mimicking. Let me read to you some research. When it's simply inhaled, it can instantly calm the nerves and stimulate the senses. We can massage this oil into our skin directly. The pressure points on your body, I love to put sage on my feet and my spine before I go to bed, the crown of my head. Combine sage with your favorite carrier oils, such as Nigella sativa or jojoba, or just a small molecular size. See, the reason the essential oils are effective is because they have a tiny molecular size and they penetrate instantly and they go right to work for the body. This is the reason why they're so supremely healing. So use it with a small molecular size carrier oil. I will do a video sometime specifically on the differences between the carrier oils, because I like a wider range. I like the sea buckthorn oil, I like the rosehip seed oil, I like the cookie nut oil, I like all kinds of oils. Tamanu oil, many divine oils. But the more you can, it's not just the oil, I can't stress that enough, okay? It's the juicing of the sage. Juice sage as many times as you can while you're detoxifying. Juice it, dry the herb, and you can do many things with simply the dried herb. You'll see that down here I've got, this is some that I had grown myself, and a majority of it's just clary sage, then some regular sage, but I also have some white sage in there. And I like to keep this in the corner of my room, and anytime I feel like there might be negative energy or negative vibrations, I can burn this. And I can also grind that up in a poultice and use it for many concoctions that you can apply topically or you can consume internally. So many things can be done with the sage besides just juicing it, but my favorite way to consume is to grow it yourself, ensuring that it doesn't contain nanoparticles of heavy metals, and then juice it. It's going to help to pull toxins and impurities out of the body, from the head, from the crown of the head to the bottom of the feet. Sage and clary sage are not the same thing. I'll do another video sometime on clary sage, completely different. Clary sage has got many of the same properties of sage, but it is completely different, and it's a little bit more, it's not quite as potent for the skin. So If you're super sensitive to sage in the beginning, because sage oil is loaded with thujone. Thujone's the same thing that's in absinthe. It's in turpentine. It's also in sage. And high quantities of thujone can be quite toxic and quite deadly too, I might add. So we must use caution with this. But small quantities used over the course of the day can be quite beneficial to increase your vibration, to eliminate impurities, and to protect your body. It protects. It's known as the savior. That's literally what it means. It was revered for its saving properties. It's going to help to save. It's wonderful for all digestive problems. Great for relieving respiratory problems, menstrual difficulties, any type of fungal infection or skin problems. It's great for memory loss and Alzheimer's disease. Research has shown that healthy adults who had taken sage oil had a higher word recall than other participants. These findings have also confirmed that the acetylcholine, which is a chemical messenger in the brain, these levels decrease in patients with Alzheimer's disease. Sage is believed to inhibit the loss of this chemical. Researchers don't fully understand the why, but it does do this. This is going to help increase the 5-HTP. It's going to stimulate neurotransmitters in the brain to balance the hormones throughout the entire body. I've got a couple other things I want to read regarding sage, and I want to make sure I don't miss anything. It's also a laxative. It's used to trigger excretion and to help relieve constipation. It helps to stimulate the production of bile. This is the reason why it's so purifying. It's known as in addition to it being known as the savior and saving properties, it's also known as the purifier. It's a master purifier. It also can be used as a it helps to reduce the exposure of toxins. So any toxins, narcotics, consumption of excessively salty or spicy foods, drink some sage tea after you've been exposed to a lot of toxins. Combine it with some ginger in the evening time. Combine it with some chamomile. Juice it in the evening time with celeriac and lavender, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of black pepper. You're going to help alkalize the body overnight. You're going to help to remove some of the impurities and toxins from the body and some of the nanoparticles from the body. It's wonderful for all wound, because it's powerfully antiseptic. So any type of wound, surgical incisions, sores, ulcers, wonderful for canker sores inside the mouth. It's also great for sore throats. If you have a sore throat, drink some of that tea concoction. Not drink it, but gargle with it for 15 minutes. And then spit this out. But make a tea, let it cool. You can infuse it with other oils or herbs if you want to, but just try the sage by itself in the beginning for a sore throat and gargle with this. You can put some Himalayan salt in there if you want to. Gargle with this and see if this doesn't soothe your sore throat. You can make a little elixir with manuka. Take a spoonful of manuka honey with a drop of sage essential oil and swallow this down and see if this doesn't take care of your sore throat and just kind of soothe all of the mucosal membranes that we have in our throat, in our esophagus, because it helps to bring balance back to all of this. Wonderful for bringing balance back to the gut, the digestive system. It's believed to have an estrogenic effect. Sage was traditionally taken by women, helping to dry up their breast milk supply and to relieve hot flashes during menopause. And this is due to the fact that it's loaded with astringent tannins. In vitro studies have shown that the herbs sage can kill bacteria such as E. coli and starve off fungal infections. It's part of the mint family, the Lamiaceae family. The sage I'm primarily referring to in this video, its common name is Salvia officinalis. That's Officinalis. Excess sweating. A recent German study has indicated that taking a dried leaf extract or an infusion of sage leaf can reduce sweating by as much as 50%. So it's going to help to reduce the sweating. It's also a great deodorizer that dries perspiration, and it helps to eliminate body odor. It helps to eliminate all body odor, so just know that. Sage can be taken internally for the treatment of mild gastrointestinal problems and dyspepsia. It's a great stimulant tonic that can treat debility of the stomach and weakness of the digestive system. Sage tea or infusion is particularly effective in this regard. It's wonderful for stimulating upper digestive secretions, bile flow, intestinal mobility, and pancreatic function. Wonderful for dental health. Combine some sage oil with coconut oil and maybe a drop of frankincense, and do an oil pulling, frankincense, myrrh. Do an oil pulling with this once a day. And this really, swish this oil around in your mouth really good. Remember that the absorption process starts in the jawline, so we absorb many of these oils and essences this way. So savor these things in your mouth before you consume these down. The best way to consume an oil, by the way, is directly in the mouth. So that's my personal opinion regarding this. Now, that being said, you can't just start consuming large quantities of any oil, but specifically sage, because sage is highly, highly toxic, especially in higher quantities, especially if your body is very, very toxic. Please understand that sage oil will interact with many prescription medications because it's high in thujone. This thujone doesn't play around in the body, and many of the oils, it's between 20 and 60% thujone. So specifically got copper and zinc, along with vitamin A and some B vitamins and tannins and terpenes. The ratio of copper zinc is specifically going to stimulate superoxide dismutase. This is a master antioxidant that we need to run in the body to anti-age the body. I'm serious. Sage is wonderful for anti-aging. It helps to prevent diabetes. Several studies have proved that sage leaf extract has anti-hyperglycemic properties, which lower blood glucose levels by blocking the release of stored glucose in the liver. It's effective in lowering cholesterol and triglyceride levels in type 2 diabetics. Neurological benefits. Regular intake of sage can improve memory and information processing among people suffering from Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, I think I already read that. Sage infusion is often referred to as thinker's tea, as it contains thujone, which is GABA and serotonin 5-HTTP receptor antagonist. Besides improving concentration and attention span, it helps to deal with grief and depression. Sage is so grounding, it's going to help you just completely let go. You're going to surrender to the oneness of the universe with sage, and it's going to work by bringing the root into balance first. After the root is in balance, the energies up the rest of the body and the rest of the vessel is going to harmonize and balance. So really press into this sage. I'm serious. It's quite miraculous if you get serious with it. I take it daily. I apply the rosemary Nigella sativa to my scalp before I go to bed. I put it in a spray bottle. I spray myself before I leave the house, and I carry this with me all times, because please know that we're exposed to air that is quite toxic. And this infusion with eucalyptus, and this has thyme and rosemary and eucalyptus and lemon and sage and frankincense, and you can just give yourself a spritz anytime you need an uplift. Going to act as a natural hormone balancer for the skin. So if you want to spritz your face, you want to spritz your underarms if you've got some funky body odor, or to dry up some sweat, that's what the sage is going to do. Sage has volatile oils such as camphene, senol, borneol acetate, which are known for their tonic, astringent, and stimulant properties. It can be used externally for painful ailments like muscle stiffness, rheumatism, and other conditions. It's used to help treat nervousness, stress, fatigue, tiredness, headaches, anxiety. It's a rich source of vitamin A. Vitamin A, 100 grams of dried ground sage provides about 5,900 international units of vitamin A, which is equivalent to 196% of the recommended daily allowance. It's also rich in vitamin C. 100 grams provides approximately 32 milligrams or 54% of vitamin C. We need to increase the vitamin C intake in our body. We're not getting enough C from our diet, and sage is one more way you can get the C. It also contains folic acid, thiamine, riboflavin. It's a good source of potassium, calcium, manganese, magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper. It contains ketones. It enhances spiritual awareness. It purifies. It helps us to simply let go. The Arabs, along with everyone from the Chinese to the Gypsies, all believe that sage was the key to long life. The same sage that most modern households have, but simply gathers dust. It's an excellent digestive herb, excellent for antibacterial and astringent properties. So any type of sore throat, gingivitis, sore gums, gargle with this multiple times a day, and also do a coconut oil infusion once a day with a drop of sage, and then spit this back out after 20 minutes. And when you spit this back out, all these toxins are going to be spit out with it. Quite beneficial this way. If you oil pull, learn the benefits of oil pulling. Sage is wonderful for women, specifically helping to relieve hot flashes of menopause, and it helps to slow heavy menstrual bleeding. Sage can be taken as a tea, used externally as a skin and hair rinse, as a gargle for sore throats. Liquid extracts can be diluted with water and easily applied to the teeth and the gums. The essential oil is used sparingly, never ingested. When we're ingesting this essential oil, you can ingest sage. Please know this, but don't start with this oil by ingesting it. You want to start by checking the inside, doing a patch test on the inside of your arm with this sage, and make sure there's no negative reaction. Okay, if there's no negative reaction, and you've been juicing for a few weeks, you've been doing the coffee enemas to detoxify the colon using the green coffee bean and stimulate superoxide dismutase, stimulate glutathione transferase in the body, and you've basically changed your lifestyle, and you're no longer quite as toxic as you were. You've worked to restore the gut flora. You've worked to eliminate nanoparticles and heavy metals from the body, and you've worked to eliminate the parasites from the bodies. By the way, sage is an herb to help remove parasites from the bodies. This is the reason why I love it for advanced healing, because it will remove parasites from the body quite fast. It can be used for women combined with dong quai to help to regulate the menstrual flow and regulate the hormones in the body. That's just a little helpful tip there. Let me make sure that I covered everything. It's going to help to reverse wrinkles, fine lines, age spots. I can't stress that enough. In my other video on sage, I gave a tip on a little. I just made a video on sage, and I'm probably going to upload it too, but I got cut off. I was listing some of the research, and I got cut off. So in that video, I'm gonna publish that one too. I gave an anti-aging elixir for the face and the skin, and I basically what I do is I make I will make that sage tea, and I will put that in ice trays, and I will freeze that. I'll put a little zeolite down in that, and then I will run this ice cube over my face before I go to bed, and then I will put a peel, alpha hydroxy citric acid kind of extract on my face, and then I will put essential oils on my face after that. And this just infuses the essential oils deeper into the skin, and it allows for regeneration of the skin cells and exfoliation of the skin cells. So think about doing that and watch that video to learn more about that, because sage is wonderful used as an anti-aging oil. In the other video, I specifically talked more about skin conditions, and but I got cut off when I was talking about the benefits when I started to talk about the mouthwash and the gargles. So this is kind of a follow-up to that and part 2 on that. But I will leave instructions on this video on how you can simply make this oil yourself. But my favorite oil is supercritical extracted, and most of the oils are steam distilled extraction. So you really got to search high and low to find one that's supercritical extracted, because not many are. But please know that I find benefits of just the steam distillation as well. Most of the benefits that I listed off are simply because of the research that has been done on the steam distillation of this oil. But in my opinion, the supercritical extracted oil would be wildly potent because they haven't used heat to destroy some of the phytonutrient components. I think I've covered everything. Let me make sure. Yeah. I mean, get your sage on. I'm serious. Start taking this. The more that you can consume of sage, the better. What I was telling you was about the oil is don't ingest this oil in the beginning until you learn how these oils resonate for your own vibrations. Don't start consuming large quantities of these oils. I will do in future videos on consuming essential oils in this manner, but sage is not one you want to play around with the consumption of it, because it does contain high amounts of thujone, and this does interact with many prescriptions and many toxins in the body, so negative reactions will be had if we start consuming large quantities of this oil. So that's my disclaimer on this video. But after you detoxify your body, you can absolutely take sage internally this way to reverse and repair some conditions. Sage goes in deep and it doesn't play around. Anyway, you guys get your sage on. Diffuse sage, juice sage, grow sage. If you don't take anything else from this video, buy some seeds and start growing some sage. Try to grow 3 or 4 varieties. The more you can grow of sage, the better, the more healing can occur within your body. I'm serious with that. Very grounding, very purifying, very stimulating to all of the energy, to all of the senses in the body. So get your sage on. I'm serious. Have a great day.